Lights go out. Green flag coming out next time by. Jacob Allen on the pole. Outside of him is the 19 of Brent Marks. Row number 2, the 7 BC of Tyler Courtney and the 39M of Anthony Macri. Row 3, the 49 Brad Sweet and the 26 of Zeb Wise. Row number 4, the 83 of James McFadden and the 21 of Brian Brown. Row 5, the 24 of Rico Abreu, the 57 of Kyle Larson, and the rest of the field. Pace is in behind 30 times around. $12,000 to the winner. Texas Motor Speedway. Here we go off at turn number 4. Down into turn number 1. Jacob Allen will have the early race lead and makes a little mistake right there off at turn number 2. And Brent Marks crosses to the inside. Brent Marks will have the lead into turn number 3. Brent Marks taking advantage of a mistake right there off the second corner. Car in the wall upside down back straightaway. Upside down on the back straightaway, the 55 of Chris Windom getting into the wall and going for a wild ride. Chris Windom, several issues there as he did a couple of 360s. Also, Kyle Larson looking the wrong direction. Rico Abreu is stopped in turn number 2. Brenham Crouch stopped as well. I think the red lights may have came on as Windom, it looked like he got upside down. I caught it late. But I think maybe a couple drivers may have seen a red light potentially and they came to a stop. But Kyle Larson looking the wrong direction. So Larson is going to get that car pushed into the work area potentially here, and to the attention of Paul Silva, Trevor Canales, and the rest of the crew down there for the Fulkins Brothers Trucking number 57 car. Yes, he is going to stop down there. So Tony Laporta, if you got anything for us down there, take it away.
Guys, they've just rolled the 57 to a stop here. Paul Silva leans into the cockpit of Kyle Larson's machine. No real urgency right now, Chase. They're talking to him. It looks like Trevor's in there as well. They're cleaning off the rock screen. Kevin Naus is looking over everything down here to make sure it's safe and good to go back on the track. But they're checking the steering right now. He's cleaning off the front wing. Trevor is. No real urgency right now. I don't think Kyle feels anything wrong with the 57, Chase.
Maybe just coming in to make sure that things were A-OK down there on the Silva Motorsports 57, and he's going to have some work to do coming from the tail end of the field. As attention now transfers over to the 55 of Chris Windom as they have the tow truck over there on that scene, waiting for a push truck to get in behind that 57 of Larson. Kyle Larson on the pole of tomorrow night's NASCAR Cup race here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Tony?
Paul Silva just walking around, possibly nutting and bolting this thing, but I don't think that's the case. I think he's actually making a quick adjustment to the right rear corner of Kyle's number 57. We saw him do that at East Bay also when Kyle had some trouble and had to come in. They put a turn or took a turn, either put a turn in or took a turn out, a quick weight jacking adjustment on the torsion arms that run side by side, kind of east to west on these winged sprint cars, Chase. It's a quick and easy adjustment to give the driver a little bit more handling on one side of the race car versus another. So nothing has been taken off, nothing's been replaced on the 57, and they're lining up behind Kyle. They're getting ready to send him back out on the track.
Yeah, Kyle Larson going to come back onto the racetrack, and that gives me, I know he didn't break anything or anything, but I still got to use the sound effects as he comes out of the work area. Yeah, it's not looking too good if they're trying to change a front axle, Tony. They're not making good time down there. There must have been a couple of things going wrong down there that were hindering their progress because they've only got 1 minute down there, and they've probably used up about all of that so far.
Well, Brad Alexander's trying to get in here, and I think really, Chase, it's just how the impact happened for Chris over there at the end of the back straightaway. It's just very difficult to get to the nuts and bolts they need to remove to get that front axle exchanged. This is typically a very quick exchange, but I think just with however Chris's car hit the wall, hit the track, whatever happened over there, I didn't have eyes on it, it's just making it very difficult to remove the quick nuts and bolts they need to get this front axle dragged out. I'm definitely not going to speculate and tell you there's any frame damage because I simply can't see any. That doesn't mean there is or there isn't. They finally got the top wing off, but they are still trying to get this front axle assembly removed, Chase. It does not look very promising down here.
Yeah, not looking good. The lights are going out right now, so Chris Windom trapped in the work area. And since it's a complete restart, and we forgot to say it earlier, Texas Motor Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. That yellow flag certainly a big help for Jacob Allen as he makes it off of turn number 2 clean that time, and he'll have the lead into turn number 3. Tyler Courtney getting by the 19 of Brent Markson up into the second spot. Sunshine been on the podium the last 3 races in a row with Kubota Highlander Racing, trying to do it again. And if he can get by Jacob Allen, to be his 3rd win in 5 races as they work down the back stretch. A little bit of an issue for Brad Sweet off the pace down the back straightaway. He's going to block the 26 of Zeb Wise and hang on to P5 for now. 1 car off the pace into the infield in the back stretch. It's Sam Hafertepe Jr. His night will come to an end and we stay green. There's James McFadden underneath the 26 of Zeb Wise. That's the race for P6 down the back stretch. McFadden trying to crack into the top 10 here. His first race of the season with Kubota Highlander Racing. Top 5 relatively spread out. There's a slider from the 83. McFadden catches a little rut right there off of turn number 2. Picks up the left front tire and moves into P6. Good move there from McFadden. Now slides up, takes the air off the nose, the 26 of Zeb Wise, and drives away down the front straightaway. Rico Abreu now coming to call. Looks underneath the 21 Brian Brown into turns 1 and 2. Traffic up the road for Jacob Allen, and Tyler Courtney, I believe, is tracking him down. As maybe some contact right there between Brian Brown and Rico Abreu. Brownie way out of the groove and loses the spot to Justin Peck. Interesting stuff there between Brian Brown and Rico Abreu as Brown loses another one out of Casey Kahne. Traffic is looming for the 1A of Jacob Allen. He's on the same straightaway as Kyle Larson, Parker Price Miller, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Jacob Allen going to have to make quick work of these lap cars as Tyler Courtney, the last time I was 3/10 faster in lap time. Jacob runs the top. Tyler Courtney runs the bottom. Car bobbles up the road. That was Parker Price Miller. Here comes Jacob Allen to the back of the field. To the inside of Kyle Larson into turns 3 and 4. They're 3 wide. Jacob Allen trying to get by Parker Price Miller and Kyle Larson down the front straightaway. Kyle Larson makes the move. Now Tyler Courtney. He'll make the move on Jacob Allen and take the race lead away. Tyler Courtney to the top spot. Sunshine now trying to find a way by Parker Price Miller in turns 3 and 4. He's side by side with Kyle Larson. Now they get single file down the front straightaway. Tyler Courtney cannot make the pass on Parker Price Miller. Here comes Jacob Allen, Brent Marks, and Anthony Macri. Sunshine makes the move on the law firm there in turns number 3 and 4 and puts a lap down on the 9P. Anthony Macri now looking underneath the Brent Marks. This is for the 3rd position. Anthony Macri up the racetrack. He's got 3rd off at turn number 2. Anthony Macri up to the 3rd spot. Jacob Allen now getting by the lap car of Parker Price Miller. No lap traffic between your leader and the 2nd place car. Macri's up to 3rd, Sweet's to 4th, and Marks falls all the way back to the 5th spot. Brad Sweet, little mistake behind the number 9P of Parker Price Miller right there and nearly gives up the spot to the 19 of Brent Marks. Marks goes to the top side, turns 3 and 4, drives around the outside, can't do it. Brad Sweet hangs on to 4th. Back up front, Tyler Courtney cannot get by the 57 of Kyle Larson. That is a tough lap car to get by, and that might play right into the hands of Jacob Allen and Anthony Macri as Larson's trying to get around the outside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at turn number 1. Larson makes the pass there, so now Courtney having to challenge his NOS Energy Drink teammate to get by him to put him a lap down. We got a caution, 1 car stopping on the back straightaway. Coming to a slow stop is the 9P of Parker Price Miller. Caution comes out here with 17 laps to go. Potentially heading towards the work area. There is still 17 laps to go in this race, so there is work time or work area time for Parker Price Miller if he so chooses to use it. He's heading your way right now, Tony.
Well, Chase, he's heading my way, but Kyle Larson's already in the work area. He's pulled the 57 back in. Again, I think they're just checking that thing over, cleaning a ton of mud, cleaning a ton of dirt off it. Let's go over here and check on the 9P of Parker Price Miller. Bernie and Fuzz lean in, and it's obviously very hard to get close enough to hear what these guys are saying. They're putting their attention to the left rear shock here, and Parker's pointing, just kind of motioning to the whole left side of the car. It's something with a shock on the left-hand side of this car, it seems. Now Bernie and team have shifted their focus to the front left corner of this Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars number 9P, going to work, cleaning off the front wing. And they're trying to make a quick adjustment over here on the right front torsion stop. But again, I don't see anything coming off or going on right now, Chase. So Parker obviously not happy with the feel of this 9P. They're really going to work on this front nose wing and cleaning it off. But Parker tells them to get out of the way. So nothing comes off the 9P, nothing goes onto it, and they are ready to put Parker Price Miller back out on the racetrack. Kyle Larson gets the Jeep lined up behind him. He's heading back out on the track as well.
So Tyler Courtney is your race leader with 17 laps to go. Jacob Allen running in second, Anthony Macri in third, Brad Sweet fourth, and Brent Marks in fifth. Sixth is James McFadden, seventh is Zeb Wise, eighth is Rico Abreu, ninth is Justin Peck, and 10th is Casey Kahne. It will be a double file restart here. So lights are out, going green next time by. With 17 laps to go. Looking for any big movers here in this one. Don't really see anybody that's jumping out at me that's really moved up a ton of positions there in that first 13 laps or so. Coming around to the restart zone. Green lights come on and we are back underway here at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. Good restart for Anthony Macri. He's going to take advantage of that and go right by Jacob Allen. James McFadden got a great restart as well. He'll go from 6th to 4th for a moment, but Brad Sweet drives back around and then takes that 4th spot right back. Now Sweet sizing up the number 1A of Jacob Allen as they run down the front straightaway. Sweet trying to get in that 3rd spot. James McFadden back to the left rear of Brad Sweet, but Sweet's got momentum on the high side to maintain that position. Anthony Macri might have something for your race leader here, as Macri is about 3 or 4 car lengths behind Tyler Courtney to turn number 1. He might have that same speed that the 7BC's got. Macri, not one of the full-time high rollers. He comes into the night up there in the top 10 in the point standings, however. We got one off the pace on the back straightaway. The 21 of Brian Brown is going to draw the caution. Blackjack Brian Brown off the pace, pulls the car into the infield, and a yellow flag comes out with 16 laps complete and 14 to go. You see a lot of mud on the front of that race car. I have to imagine these drivers are really going through some tear-offs tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track, as you get a look right there on your flow screen at the Frozen Farmer Pick, Pine, or Choose cone. Drivers choosing which lane they would want to start in for this one, and our buddy, I think that's Cody down there, runs out and grabs it and brings it back into the infield. We're set to go back to green flag racing, and this time by 14 laps to go. Does Anthony Macri have anything for your race leader, Tyler Courtney? He gets a decent restart right there. Might have something here into turn number 1. Runs right there on the bottom of the racetrack. Brad Sweet shoots around the outside of Jacob Allen, and Brad Sweet's up to 3rd. The Durst Dice Roll driver trying to make a move for 2nd now, but we got one off the pace. It's the 13 of Justin Peck as he comes to a stop in turn number 2. And race fans, we would like you if you could please take your seats while there is green flag racing action so that the people behind you can see the racing. If you're standing up in the grandstands, we please ask if you could sit down so the people behind you could see the racing action. We appreciate you very much for cooperating with that. We want everybody to see the great racing action that we have with Kubota High Limit Racing. So the caution comes out for Justin Peck, who had a great string of races at Golden Isle Speedway. 2 podium finishes over there, 2 third-place runs. And now an issue as he's going to take that Buick Motorsports number 13 car to the attention of his crew with 14 laps to go. Doesn't look like real much of a frenzy over there. Oh, yeah, here's the crew. They're down there towards the end of the pit lane there. So, Tony, do you see anything wrong with that car? I don't see anything from here.
Well, I was trying to watch what happened to Justin Peck on the start there, and he just kind of came to a slow stop as they go lights out. They lean in. The crew can't find out what's wrong with it either, Chase. They're going to keep working on it down here.
Thank you, Tony. No guaranteed time after the halfway point in the race. Tyler Courtney with a single file restart. He'll like that and takes advantage, pulls away from Anthony Macri. Brad Sweet right back around the outside of Jacob Allen, and Sweet's back into that 3rd spot. He had it on that last run, but that caution negated the pass, and Brad Sweet now takes it back. Last time by, Tyler Courtney at a 14.02, Anthony Macri at a 14.26. So Sunshine looks to maybe have the better car as far as the lap times go. May get to traffic by the end of this race. 12 laps to go, and they're almost on the same straightaway as Cy Lynch and Parker Price Miller. Traffic might be what Anthony Macri needs to see here if he wants to put a move on Sunshine in the closing stages of this one. Track still extremely fast, hammering it right through the middle car into the infield. That's the 73 of Hunter Schuerenberg. His night will come to an end, and we stay green. Your leaders now on the same straightaway as the tail end of the field. Once again, that's the 42 of Lynch. There's definitely a little bit of a rough spot getting through 1 and 2, and it's going to cost Tyler Courtney. Anthony Macri now right there behind him as they work through turns 3 and 4. Anthony Macri right in the back pocket of Sunshine Tyler Courtney as they work into turn number 1. Macri with a big move. He's going to take the lead into turn number 2. Anthony Macri, what a move right there to get by the Kubota Highlander Racing points leader. And Macri's going to have the lead here on lap number 22. Tyler Courtney right back underneath him into turn number 1. He returns the favor. Slider, they get together. Front bumper to rear bumper. Tyler Courtney back to the top spot. Wow. Close action for the top spot here at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. Good stuff at the front of the field there as they now work towards the back bumper of Lynch. Tyler Courtney hits the rough spot again, tries to go down low to protect. Macri, he shoves it right in there, takes the spot away. Tyler Courtney right back to the inside. Here comes Brad Sweet as well. Brad Sweet trying to get in the mix as well. 3-car battle for the race lead as Macri hits the rut. A little bit of a flame popping out of the side of that race car. He continues on. Now some smoke from the number 39M of Macri's that come across the line this time by 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for Anthony Macri. A close call the last time by off of turn number 2 as he pulls away and gets around the outside of Lynch down the back straightaway. Anthony Macri, this time by 4 to go. Now a race between the top 2 in the points. Brad Sweet underneath of Tyler Courtney cannot make the pass there as Courtney uses Lynch as a pick. Lynch into the infield. His night will come to an end. 3 laps to go for Anthony Macri as he works on Parker Price Miller. Cannot get by him quite yet. Macri washes way up the racetrack in turn number 2. Might be an opportunity for Tyler Courtney to close back in. Close call there for Macri as he nearly got out of the racing groove trying to find a way by Parker Price Miller. 2 laps to go. 2 to go. This one is not over yet. Macri trying to keep that car pointed in the right direction here. Turn 2 has definitely been an issue spot for a lot of drivers in this one. Here's the white flag for Anthony Macri. Macri washes up the racetrack a little bit right there. Turn 2, can he get through here clean? He doesn't. Washes up the racetrack again. I don't think Sunshine's close enough. They come into 3 and 4 for the final time. And it looks like it's going to be Anthony Macri getting the win here at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. Tyler Courtney 2nd, Brad Sweet 3rd, Jacob Allen 4th, and James McFadden in 5th. Anthony Macri getting the win here tonight, his first since last year at the 34 Raceway. He wins it over Tyler Courtney, Brad Sweet, Jacob Allen, James McFadden, Brent Marsh, Rico Abreu, Zeb Wise, hug from Joe Mooney, the crew chief on that car. There's Nate Repitz, the tire specialist on the 39M. His first win with Kubota High Limit Racing since last year at the 34 Raceway in Dubuque, Iowa. He's going to climb up top. He is your winner here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. A win worth $12,000. He's got a cool cowboy hat, and most importantly, maybe, he gets to talk to Tony Laporta.
I don't know. That cowboy hat's a lot cooler than talking to me. Anthony Macri's going to make his way around the car here. He's got a debrief real quick with Joe Mooney and Nate Repitz. You talked about them already, Chase. And Joe told me earlier today they've raced 16 or 17 times. He's got the cowboy hat on. You got to flip it around there, Anthony. Nate Repitz with the save.
I had to help him.
Joe Mooney said, that's awesome. Anthony Macri, how do you feel about scoring a win here with Kubota High Limit Racing?
It's pretty badass. I'm winded. I was, obviously a physically demanding track there with it being rough, and we're all close and racing inches away. And I don't know, it just feels, really cool to be able to go outside of PA and have a lot of speed. And the competition level here at the high limit now is it's pretty high. So to get a win with these guys is pretty special.
Not your first win, scored a victory last year with us at 34 Raceway, but this part of the, the more expanded national tour here in 2024. You talk about the competition level with like 6 or 7 laps to go, right before 5 laps left. You and Tyler Courtney just started throwing elbows with each other. Tell me about that race with Sunshine.
Yeah, it's just, I know he's fast, and I knew everyone behind us was fast too. So I knew if I didn't capitalize on the situations that were given to us, we probably wouldn't have won the race. And it was closer than I wanted it to be with him in 3 and 4 there. But I just threw it in there because I want to win. So me and Tyler are really good friends, but obviously on the racetrack, we got to do what we got to do to win. So, I have all the respect in the world for him and everything he's accomplished. So, I don't know.
Phenomenal job. Who do you want to thank for this win here with Kubota High Limit Racing?
Obviously, I can't thank Joe and Nate enough. They worked their asses off all day and all night tonight, and it was a pretty fast-paced night. So, those two worked really hard, and all the sponsors on this thing, J&S Classics and C&D Rigging, Valley Supply, and Randy Shear Plumbing and Heating, and DMS Trash, and it takes a lot of sponsors and a lot of money to get up and down the road, and I can't thank all of them enough.
We're going to let Anthony Macri catch his breath. Texas Motor Speedway, let him hear it. He is your winner of the Uncle Chicken Sippin' Whiskey Stockyard Stampede, presented by Whiskey Myers. He is winded, Chase. He had a lot of work to do in that race. He sounds like me after going up a short flight of stairs. He is out of breath, I'll tell you what. Tyler Courtney, 2 wins here in 2024 with the Kubota High Limit Racing. And Tyler, man, 2 wins, a podium back at Golden Isle, a 2nd place here tonight. What did you like about your race car?
It was a lot better to me tonight. I got a little lazy there in traffic, and you just can't do that with the caliber of guys we're racing against right now. And it's just, disappointing. I gave that up to my guys here, but all in all, it was still a great night for our Austin and Drink, LA's Custom Trailers, 7BC. So hats off to Anthony. Anthony, he's fun to race with. Obviously, he got to run with us a little bit last year, so I got to know him pretty well over the last summer. And happy for him and his team. And obviously 2nd sucks, but for big picture, the championships are our goal. And we keep knocking out top 5s like this. We'll chip away at the end of the year goal. So I feel like I gave that one away tonight. But all in all, we were the ones that crossed the checkered flag first. Anthony did, so congrats to him and his team.
Tyler Courtney looking back on a very exciting race with Anthony Macri, the driver who scores the win here at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway. Brad Sweet comes home in 3rd. Brad, I'm guessing you wanted a little bit more from your race car throughout the whole night. What else, if you could have anything different with this 49, what would you have taken?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough racing out there. It's just nice to get back in the groove. Just got to thank all the race fans for coming out. It was awesome to see a great crowd here tonight and kind of get the Texas, dirt track back on the map and open back up. So, I think we have a lot to learn. Come back in the, in the fall for our big show. 49 car was, obviously we were fast in qualifying and pretty good. Just a few breaks there in the A, and might have got a little track position just to get up there. I didn't feel like I was any slower than those guys, but there's a few things I needed my car to do a little bit better off of turn 4 to get me down the front stretch to position myself better that it just wouldn't do. So hats off to Anthony. He did a good job. It was tricky out there. That kind of got rough in 1 and 2, and it got pretty line sensitive in spots. But it honestly got kind of a little bit wetter as the night went on. Just challenging night, but happy to get our Napa Auto Parts car on the podium. Obviously want to get a win, but we'll take it and move on to tomorrow night.
Well, Brad Sweet's streak of consecutive top 10 finishes here to kick off the Kubota High Limit Racing season expands now to 5 straight races. He has finished inside the top 10.